Welcome to this week's edition of Warrior Weekly. I am Lukas DeGarmo. Alongside me, Travis Whipple. Getting right into it, starting with Winona State baseball. They took 3 out of 4 games from the University of Mary this past weekend, and John McGee is on fire. He had 9 RBIs and a home run over the weekend. 9 RBIs in 4 games. He has 11 homers and 44 RBIs on the year.
Having an outstanding year, and really the whole Winona State baseball team is really performing high. You look at it, they're averaging 9 runs a game and over 306 runs on the year. I mean, just a tremendous season. They've got to be close to some records here coming up, maybe Winona State, otherwise NSIC records. A great year, a beautiful weekend this past weekend, and as you said, took 3 of 4 from the University of Mary.
Tony Mueller is 5-0 on the year. He had pitched 7 innings and had 6 strikeouts on the weekend. Ross Hellenbrand moves to 7-0. He went 8 innings and had 8 strikeouts. As a team, Winona State has racked up 306 runs, averaging 9 runs a game.
A lot of offensive firepower, but really, you saw their pitching staff, as you just mentioned, is doing good, and they're anchored by those 2 guys and really having a nice season.
They're ranked 23rd in the nation by the Collegiate Baseball newspaper this week, and according to the Collegiate Baseball Writers Association D2 poll, they're now ranked 20th in the nation, so a couple of different polls are getting in the top 25.
A couple of different polls, and I think that they'll touch on the important one is that regional ranking that comes out, and they have been in that 2 position, and so hopefully an opportunity for them to host that regional tournament here come the end of the year.
Winona State on the season is 27-7, 17-3 in the NSIC, holding on to a 1-game lead in the conference. Up next for Winona State baseball, they travel to Marshall, Minnesota, and take on Southwest Minnesota State for 2 games. This weekend, they travel to Minnesota Duluth for 4 games in their last regular season road trip. Moving on to Winona State softball now, Molly Bielan was named the NSIC Player of the Week. She batted .500, had 2 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 9 RBIs.
Yeah, really, obviously some impressive stat lines there, but I think the team is really coming together, making some strides. They went 5-1 last week and got 2 wins over the weekend against Moorhead, and then 2 wins against Crookston, and then earlier on the week split with Augie, who's had a fantastic year. So I think our softball team, like I mentioned the last couple of weeks, I think we'll see them really get over the top here in the next couple of weeks and finish the season on a strong note.
Courtney Strang had back-to-back shutouts. She went 13 innings, 8 hits allowed, 16 strikeouts. She's 11-5 on the year. This season, Winona State 24-1 when they score 4 or more runs. So when they get ahead, they do not give up leads. Up next for Winona State softball, St. Cloud State for a weekday series, and this weekend they travel to Upper Iowa for a 1-day doubleheader. Moving on to Winona State tennis, Mary Hesterman was named the NSIC Player of the Week. Hesterman went undefeated at number 4 singles and number 1 doubles and extended her winning streak to 9 out of 8 matches.
Yeah, really having a good year. It's her senior year, kind of her final go-around, so she's really playing at a high level. But the team went 3-0 over the weekend. That's really important. They locked up the 3 seed in the NSIC conference tournament. So, again, another great opportunity for one of our teams to, not only do well in the conference tournament, but have an opportunity to move on to regional play coming up here.
In the NSIC tournament, though, the Warriors are the number 3 seed, and they play the number 6-seeded Minnesota State University Moorhead at 7 p.m. at the Baseline Tennis Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Moving on to men's golf, the Warriors placed 4th at the Winona State Spring Invitational in Onalaska, Wisconsin. They had a team score of 616, 1 stroke out of 3rd and 12 behind second place. And
again, Brady Strongschleen really leading the way. He placed 4th in the event and shot a 2-day total of 145. Just 4 strokes behind the leader, and so he continues to get better. I think he might be an individual that we see move on for this team, but yeah, another great outing for our men's golfers.
Winona State women's golf, the Warriors placed 3rd at the Mavericks Invitational. The team shot a .338 and a .320 for a total of 658. They had 5 student athletes place in the top 16.
Yeah, that's outstanding. When you have that balance and all those student athletes in the top 16, that's great. And Narveson led the way. She tied for 7th and had a score of 161. So I love the balance that they've got there. I think that's going to pay off here as they're getting ready for their final conference tournament.
Moving away from golf and now to women's track and field, they won the Phil Eston Challenge at the University of Wisconsin in La Crosse. The Warriors won 8 events, broke school records, and have 3 NCAA D2 championship provisional marks.
That's great. This early on in the year, it's tremendous. They've had a great a spring already. And you know, we've talked a lot about Kelly Shaw and Rebecca Steer, but Caitlin Dine's really been performing well this year as well. And she won the 100-meter dash with a provisional qualifying mark as well. So a lot of great things happen with our women's track and field team.
Next up for women's track and field, April 22nd through the 24th, the Drake Relays in Des Moines, Iowa, and the St. Mary's University Cardinal Open here in Winona on April 24th. Spring football game, we're actually coming to you right now from the press box at Maxwell Field, and we'll be bringing you a live broadcast on Saturday starting at 4 p.m. April 24th. Tailgate starts right in the parking lot here at Maxwell Field, Verizon Wireless Stadium at 3 p.m., followed by the game kickoff scheduled for 4 p.m. If you can't make it, like I said, WinonaStateWarriors.com will be doing a live video stream, and me and Steve Carley, will be on the call, and we'll also be on KQL 89.5, your official voice for Winona State football.
Should be some great options if you can't make it. Obviously, we hope that people come out and enjoy what should be a great day. You know, there's a lot of positions up for grabs, and it's been a good spring. You know, obviously we hear a lot about the new defensive coordinator and some changes, so there's a lot of excitement surrounding our football program right now. But great ways to tune in if you can't. You know, you can watch the live video, you can blog, you can listen to the radio. So a lot of great options, and just hope fans are supportive this weekend.
That's it for this week's edition of Warrior Weekly. For Travis Whipple, I am Lukas DeGarmo, and remember, it's a great day to be a Warrior.